Can you explain to me and to our audience what is Web Almanac and what is HTTP Archive? Like, what is that? I saw it everywhere, but I don't understand. What is that?
Okay, so I think there are two or three components of this, right? So let's talk about the Web Almanac first. So think of Web Almanac is a state of a web project, and this is an annual report which get published. I think has been published now for last 3 years, and in this report, a lot of volunteers from community and the expert in specific areas come together and try to summarize what happened in that particular year. So this report typically consists of around 20 different chapters. There's a chapter on JavaScript, there's a chapter on the accessibility, the performance, the security, the e-commerce and the CMS, and stuff like that, right? So it's a very big community of developers, the experts in the industry who come together and contribute to the topic. Now, how do they actually get data? So they use something called HTTP archive to get the data. So when you and I are browsing internet on Chrome, we basically opt in the beginning, right, to share some of our data, browsing data with Google anonymously. And Google basically uses the data for technical performance reason, and that's what ultimately results into the crux, right? So Google, when it shows you the crux data, it's looking at you and I browsing a particular website and recording the data. Now, what Google does is basically that every month it provides a list of all the domains across the world which pass a certain traffic threshold. And for example, in the January, roughly 8 million domain were above the threshold. So Google provides this the list of the domains, and it's publicly available. Anybody can actually get the data, and then this community, which is responsible for Web Almanac and HTTP Archive, what we do is we have a monthly crawl where we crawl all of these 8 million domains and run through them web page test and calculate the lighthouse scores. And basically also see what are the various technologies used on a specific page. So we may identify this site as being using the Salesforce Commerce Cloud versus SAP Commerce Cloud, and we gather this data month on month, every month, and then publish the findings at the end of the year. But the data is available every month, and typically, since the crux data from Google is only available second Tuesday of the month, these reports get updated second Tuesday of the month, which you would have seen me putting on the Salesforce Slack channel, right? So every month there is a crawl which crawls 8 million domains, looks at their crux scores, looks at their lighthouse scores, and looks at what technologies are used, and then you can do a lot of funky stuff with it.